Hey there. Today I'm going to talk about a character who has a lot of interactions with some of the more dominant rosters in the current Marvel Crisis Protocol meta that can help tip the balance in your favor. My name is Nate, and welcome to the Gamers Guild. The first Captain Marvel, upon release, was a great damage dealer with her Energy Blast that gave you full rerolls on the attack, and often went along with Red Skull's Cabal rather than Discount Steve because his leadership feeding her power made consistent binary form where you were getting 6 dice attacks with full rerolls, made her a heavyweight hitter, and it still does. However, the game has just evolved and she got pushed to the side for more favorable turrets like the more expensive but affiliated MODOK. Then she got a great buff upgrading her throw size, reducing the cost of binary, while also gaining an immunity to incinerate, so she was still power hungry and liked ways to move about the board to deal with control, but she holds her own quite well if you can line up against a list that doesn't have much in the way of control abilities. Then we got the new core box, Cosmic Captain Marvel, who has a similar play pattern, but with some extra tricks once she does go binary. The biggest thing is that she gains a free charge and Warbird. Both are ways that grant her mobility either through the action economy of the charge or the attack of Warbird. So this version of Captain Marvel seems to be much more splashable, at least within leaderships that can help feed her some power, like Scott's new X-Men, Octavius's Spider Foes, or even in her home affiliation of A-Force, although it can be a bit pricey threat-wise. But my thumbnail alluded to Captain Marvel being a nice meta counter pick, and funnily enough, I don't just mean our new Cosmic Avenger Marvel, but the original as well. And let me just say, this is an idea that Sooner and Curtis have put out there and used, and I'm just kind of running with it a bit here. With the latest balance update, the game has once again been shaken up by reducing the power level of some of the more dominant threats and bringing other characters up to snuff. Most notably, Malekith received another bonk from the Nerf Hammer to finally keep him in check. And Voodoo's extreme objective control got tailored into an appropriate spot. Thanos is still gross, but isn't the control monster he once was. And then on the buff side of the equation, Black Bolt and Cable both got nice upgrades in the 5 threat category, as did Cyclops and many others. But those are the 3 leaders that you're much more likely to see now than you may have previously. The other notable rise from the recent change is the affiliation that didn't get touched, Guardians of the Galaxy, who have a very strong ranged attack base with Star-Lord, Rocket, and the menace known as Cosmic Ghost Rider. All of these pieces, except for Thanos, have one thing in common, along with their rise in status. They bring energy attacks. And Captain Marvel, cosmic or otherwise, doesn't mind energy attacks so much as others. And often they will even be able to cancel some hits and gain some additional power thanks to their energy absorption. So, with that said, here's my case for splashing a Carol, either one. One, she is not here to counter any affiliation that happens to just have energy attacks, or even affiliations that have leaders with energy attacks. But specifically, if you see yourself going into a game against 3 or more energy builders that your opponent is going to be bringing. This is primarily going to be the case taking on the Guardians of the Galaxy, but there are some other teams that love energy attacks. Something new that I think will have some merit to it is the Shield teams with Tony at the head, built with a new age in mind. It's a team tactic card that incinerates anyone within range 3 of Torch, and then all Shield members gain 2 additional attack dice with energy attacks against incinerated characters that turn. But the main affiliation to bring her in against will still be the Guardians of the Galaxy and that nasty Ghost Rider. Since August, Guardian of the Galaxies are second only to the ever popular Avengers for games played on Longshanks, and with a 7% better win record. Additionally, it's worth mentioning that there were 7,120 games logged on Longshanks in that time period, which means that 19% of games logged were with at least one Guardians player. Rounding up means that in just the past couple of months, every 1 in 5 games was with Guardians of the Galaxy. So if you are preparing for an event, the odds are pretty high you're going to be playing at least one Guardian player. Now, granted, if you feel like Carol is a good piece for a certain matchup, bring her in, but Guardians of the Galaxy and some potential Shield matchups is where she will make the most impact as a character who can go up to the midline early and eat a couple of attacks while then turning out the damage back onto the opponents who usually are kind of more frail, at least when looking at Guardians. A long-range energy attacker is going to make pretty good work of Star-Lord and Rocket, especially with as hard as Captain Marvel hits. Teams that I think will like the first Captain Marvel are Discount Steve and Sam. Steve gets the binary online a little bit quicker, and Sam gives her the extra mobility that can give her a bigger impact without having to worry about move actions. The other affiliation I can see leaning toward the first Captain Marvel is A-Force. 11 threat is a lot for two models, so going for the less expensive Carol makes sense. And thanks to the Stalwart Determination tactic card, Danvers can take up a nice gunner spot while still going binary thanks to She-Hulk handing her power through the leadership. And I think our Cosmic Avenger is probably the pick to go with anywhere else. Now, sure, there are specific leaderships that are going to do even more with and for her than others, but as far as being a good, well-rounded character, Cosmic Marvel fits the bill better. I do think that there are a few places she shines specifically well, though. The first Red Skull's Cabal, Inhumans, Cyclops' X-Men, Octavius' Spider Foes, and I think she can even replace Jugs in Magneto's Brotherhood matchup against energy-heavy teams. So that is my case for running Carol right now. I'd love to hear about what you think of her as a counterpiece for CGR and the Guardians of the Galaxy, if you've already given her a spin, or try her out and let me know how it goes. Before I get to the end of the video, we are at the beginning of a new month, so we get to do this month's giveaway winner from Tritex's giveaway of a standard MCP expansion pack, and this month's winner is Frank. So congratulations, Frank. The Spider-Man swinging from a pole was my own idea, but I'm hardly the only one to have done it. So look around on Facebook pages for inspiration if you want your Spidey to not be dealing with the symbiote on the base. There's been several really cool conversions. So congrats again to Frank. I'll be reaching out soon. If you want to enter into November's giveaway, all you need to do is be subscribed to the channel and leave a comment on a video the same month that it came out in. If you are in the UK, you can shop at Tritex using the code TritexGGCP5 at checkout for an extra 5% off. And if you use that on a pre-order item, like any of the X-Men or Warriors Fall, it's going to save you 25% off in total. If you are in the US, head to gamechefs.org and use the code GamersGuild. No spaces. It'll save you an extra 15% off of their already discounted prices, which comes out to a really good bargain on your end. However, I will continue to say if you are shopping from your own LGS, just keep supporting them. We all understand and appreciate that. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, keep on gaming.